In order to study more about Kerala traditional house in the present context, for the Indian context, we selected Bamsuri House at Mavangal, Kanangad for our case study. The architect is A.R. Shyamkumar. The total area of the project is 5,227 square feet with 3,460 square feet built space and 1,767 square feet for the unbuilt space. Access to the site. Access to the site is mainly through two ways, one through the carporch gate and other through the Padipura. Topography. The site is at a higher level than the road level and is maintained as it is, except for the carporch and entrance is through means of steps. Thus, the original topography of the site is maximum maintained. Orientation of the building. The residence is in parallel to the road on the rectangular plot. The site is already on a higher level. The building is placed in such a way that maximum space is available in the front and minimum at the back, while both the sides have a fairly equal space left as offset. Surrounding context. There seems to be no structures or buildings in close proximity to the site or residence other than the boundary wall. Parking facilities. There is a carporch level in the same level as the road, enough for a four-wheeler and a two-wheeler, after which there are steps to the residence which is at a higher level. Landscape features. There are lawns in the front yard and also plenty of coconut trees around the building. Sustainable aspects. Fully exposed exterior walls, reducing the use of materials and also the cost of construction. Materials for stairs, window and much like woodwork collected from old house and reused. Typology. The ground floor has public, semi-private and private spaces, where veranda sit-out comes under the public spaces. First floor. The bedroom and area other than courtyard comes under private space. Second floor. Since the second floor is for public gathering, it is a semi-private space. Hierarchy. Zoning. Vertical zoning.
The residence has 3 floors, including the ground floor. And the ground floor consists of the sit-out, the veranda, the living space, dining space, courtyard, staircase, 2 bedrooms, 3 toilets, puja space, kitchen, storeroom area, and a work area. The sit-out with verandas on either side cover an area of 10 square meters, while the living room space of around 24 square meters. And there is a puja space, a staircase, and a dining space of around 16 square meters that leads you to a kitchen with a separate work and storage area with a total of around 20 square meters. The open internal courtyard is of an area 9 square meters connected with the first floor. There are 2 bedrooms with attached toilets that covers an area of around 45 square meters. Moving on to the first floor, it consists of the courtyard, library space, a bedroom and a toilet, living space, balcony and a home theatre. The courtyard of the same dimensions as the lower one is an extension of the ground floor. The living space is around 24 square meters, while the bedrooms are of the same dimensions as the lower ones. The balcony has an area of 15 square meters, home theatre of around 22 square meters, and the library room around 6 square meters. The second floor has a space or used for potential of 4-story attic has been maximized. The truss and roof are trussed on top of the flat roof using tiles. The space is about 1.3 meters in height, thus providing a new floor. And this is a place where you can have essential parties, storage space, and for children's games. The architect has tried to bring in the back traditional architecture style of Kerala and also through it the climate responsive mechanisms available traditionally, be it by the use of locally available materials like the laterite and leaving it exposed in the exterior, or by inserting the central courtyard that ensures cross ventilation between spaces, or by the use of various means like stove-proofs, verandas, etc. The Pampsari is constructed based on the traditional Kerala architecture style of Nalakat, where the rooms are arranged as Tekkini, Vadakkini, Kiyakkini and Padinattini. Like all, it contains all the important elements of Nalakat, which is the Padipura, Pumukam, Chuttuvaranda, Nadmuttam and Charupati. All the rooms in the building revolve around the central courtyard or Nadmuttam, which is the focal point, and around the rooms is the Chuttuvaranda. These, constructed as a way to avoid direct rain and heat. These also are supported by wooden pillars. Sloping roof is another technique against the harsh monsoons covered with old or the mangrove tiles. Sloping roof is placed on a wooden network like frames. The house is built of laterite stones mainly available locally with minimal use of concrete. The exterior walls are left unplastered, which not only gives it a total traditional vibe but also cuts the cost and lower the overall temperature of the building. The main door entrance to the house is only through one cardinal direction according to the traditional Nalakat. There is a special configuration according to the Vastuvidya. Main rooms are at the eastern wing, northern for cooking purposes, and eastern wing for daily household activities. The materials used mainly for the construction was laterite and wood. At the site level, the compound wall is done using laterite stone, finely cut and polished without any type of plaster, which maintains the aesthetic of the house. The wall is more made of two colored laterite stone, sapphire and saffron color, and surrounds the parking area whose floor is maintained as the earth itself. The front yard is paved with stone with grass between them. At the building level, materials mainly used were terracotta tiles, red oxide flooring, tiles, wood, laterite, and mangrove tiles, etc. The terracotta tiles of wooden flooring pattern is used for sit-out, living room, courtyard, and dining room flooring, while red oxide flooring was used in third floor, and for the second floor, marbonite and tiles were used. The terracotta floor helps to maintain the house cool. Timber being a prominent structural material in Kerala architecture, the architect used wood for stairs, roofs, doors, and windows. The delicate carving of woodwork for walls and roof are unique characteristics of Kerala architecture. The ladder is made of wood, windows, doors, etc. All the walls of the residence was made using laterite, where the exterior is exposed as it is and left unplastered, while the interior is plastered with lime. The courtyard is done using laterite stone, rock stone for pillars. The sitting area have marbonite tiles. Terracotta tiles and mangrove tiles are used for roof over wooden fixings. This maintains cooling and is used in traditional Kerala houses. Although there are some complications and drawbacks for exposed bricks. Complications are installing concealed wiring or electrical fittings, difficulty in driving nails into the walls, but both can however be resolved if inside of the wall are plastered and outside are fixed. If we were to consider climate and architecture, Kerala, lying in the tropical region, is mostly subject to a humid tropical wet climate with average maximum daily temperature around 37 degrees Celsius and 19.8 degrees Celsius. The rising temperature in summer nowadays is a matter of concern along with heavy monsoon rains. There has been several traditional elements in our architectural system solving this concern and has been once again adopted here. There is the use of slop-proof against the rain, and there is lots of heat reducing techniques in here like the central courtyard or Nadmuttam, the veranda, the windows, etc. The Nadmuttam ensures passage of hot air and cross ventilation becomes possible for every room. The veranda running across the entire breadth prevents the heat hitting the rooms directly. The Tattinpuram below the roof with an attic space act as a heat barrier. The use of terracotta tiles on the floor also has a natural cooling mechanism. There are large There are also large wooden windows of 4 panels, with the only 2 upper ones with glass, while the lower ones shut out the heat when kept closed during the hottest time of the day. The exposed laterite left unplastered decreases the heat compared to the plastered one. Even though there are some disadvantages like the possibility of exposure of wiring and some difficulties for fixing electric sockets, there are minimal problems with alternatives. The overall form of the structure is of a cube-like cuboid with a sloping roof of 2 layers and a protruding entrance, which too has its own sloping roof above